Hi everyone, this talk is about culture and values. So, culture is like a road between various obstacles a company, a team encounters, and culture helps us to have common understanding of how we should behave so that we survive as a team. And this also sort of builds an identity of what we are, what we value, and what we don't value, right? So how we build things tells something about ourselves, right? So the first value is gathering value. This means if you think about the bees, they do provide um, some kind of benefit to the plants, right? They give this value to the plants, but at the same time, they also take um, nectar and pollen back to the hive. So it is like a win-win situation. And think about business as also a win-win situation where you give the benefits to the customers and also to the bees, and at the same time you bring something to the company, and then you equally or like very fairly spread this value among your employees. So that's the first value. Second value is radiate truth. That this means we by default are public in any information you have. So, as opposite to that is having some kind of secrecy or data protection um, standards or classification where you have by default, let's say, private chats or NDAs and so on. So you don't expose too much information to your competition. So by default, we try to be open and have open hardware, open software, open data sets. The processes are open, so the communication by default is happening in Discord, let's say, in public chats. The source information documentation is also fully open, and this helps us to communicate more efficiently because you can see and find anything you want. It also helps, say, investors to understand also what's happening to the company. Um, I'm thinking about financials, for example, should also be open. This should provide better transparency and communication of what is the fair, let's say, wages among employees and so on. Next value is adapt to change. This means that you, as an engineer or employee, you should be tough to solve a problem. Um, it's not like you become some small small component in a huge corporation and you don't do much, right? It's the opposite. You should be like a full stack engineer, able to dive into any problem you have. Okay, next topic or next value is team effort. Um, so if you've looked at the previous one, yeah, it is about you being able to do as much as possible. But the bee, when it flies out in the field, it is very tough. It brings value to the hive and shares these resources. But in a like larger picture, it is operating at its specific lifetime, right? So if it's a field bee, pretty much its role at the moment is uh, out in the field. So the team effort means there are other bees. They kind of have try to help um, this worker to do its job. So you have other roles, right? Nursing and um, cleaning and so on. So um, team effort is about maintaining this cohesion of different roles and working together to achieve a goal. So you don't, although you are capable of, let's say, doing everything, right, and learning about everything, you still should be striving to having some kind of, let's say, 10-person team um, as a bigger unit of yourself that operates in in its own mode, right? Its own processes to achieve a bigger impact. So this is about team effort, and you should put team kind of, a bit higher. Well, understanding that its impact is bigger than just you. The next value is humility. Basically, it's humbly kind. So you should be kind and you should be humble, as opposite to being, egoistic and trying to push yourself through this corporation ladder and so on. So it is about uh, this team and horizontal approach of building a company where it doesn't matter, like there shouldn't be any ladder anymore. So you should value the people around you, and that their roles are different, and doesn't mean that you are above them, something like that, right? So you help them, and they help you. It is about understanding that you are not on the top of the world. Um, yeah, basically it's about love to another person and keeping yourself, your ego, to the limits. Next topic or next value is ethical heart. It is coming from, you know, being aware of what is happening to the world, to the bees, and the impact that you as an engineer or employee can bring. Right? It's on one hand, it's something good that you can bring, but at the same time, there is some risk involved. So you can do some wrong things even if you're not aware of it. So if you build a robot, for example, and it can crush a bee because of some software bug, you should be driven to minimize such mistakes, right? You don't want to kill one bee today, another bee tomorrow, and so on. So on a larger picture, it multiplies, and you might have, hundreds of such robots killing bees all the time. Might be still less than humans at the moment do, but you still should think about this effect of your work. So ethical heart, you should care about that, and living organisms. Next value is observable mind. This means that you should value rationalism, civilization, um, data processing, right? So science, research. It is about hard sciences that when you shouldn't do your work sloppily, right? You should be aware um, of these effects of your work, and so you should value the mind above just getting money, right? It's about um, valuing this research that may not bring money, but it brings so much knowledge along with it about bee behavior, about machine learning, anything that is like complex enough that you don't see maybe the impact on the products at the moment, but it may bring this in the future. So having this observable mind also like is about seeing this data and extracting valuable information from it. Um, right. So if the company is about data processing and analyzing bees and helping beekeepers, um, this value is kind of focuses on this one of the core principles that you should have. You should basically care about data and its quality and so on. The next last topic is new horizons. I named it like that because it's the end of the list, and there is always an end to something. So we started with gathering value. You kind of want to help everyone, but at the same time, um, everything has a limit, and you should push yourself to the limit um, to grow, right? You may start as a junior engineer, and then you gather information, you gather experience, you build things, you go through this career ladder, let's say, um, growing, and this is about new horizons. So it is about you not only like reaching uh, vertical limits that you become like super aware of your technical stack, but also expanding out so that you see what others are doing and you help them with their role, um, that they may not be aware of your say area impacting them. So it is like a T-shaped or a tree-shaped uh, let's say visualization of this value, and at the same time it means that the role may be in your in this company may end as well, and you may go and expand into another company, new roles and so on. So this it's like the end of this list of culture values, and you should be aware of that, right? So we do not want to limit you in the company as a like that's the only thing you should do, right? It's yeah, the whole list is about awareness of what's happening, and helping employees, right, to grow outside of their role, and they may leave, and that's okay. mm. Yeah, I think that covers the whole list. um, Hopefully it wasn't too boring. I've been in various companies, and they had their sets of culture values. They were all different and similar at the same time. It is about being consistent to yourself, helping others, something something like bigger than yourself. You understand that it is important, um, and hopefully it helps, right?